Hi everybody, I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I am an immigration attorney. I am based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, and we have a really exciting topic for you today for those of you that are joining us live or for those that are watching it on replay. This is a great topic, and I think it'll be clear up a lot of confusion for a number of people. So it's this question that comes up pretty often in our firm. So the question is, I'm married to a green card holder. I'm out of status now. So either I came in without papers or I came in with a visa and it expired. But I'm now married to a green card holder. I don't have status. Do I have to wait till that person becomes a citizen and then wait for them to sponsor me before I can get a green card, before I can get a work permit? Right? So that is the question that comes up pretty often. Again, if you're just joining me, I am an immigration attorney. I'm based right outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. Our clients are all around the United States. And I'm going to provide some helpful information today and take your immigration questions as well. If you have any those one-off immigration questions where you're hoping to catch a lawyer to be able to answer them for you, feel free to put them in. I'm streaming on both Facebook and on TikTok. So feel free to put your questions in on either forum, and you can certainly like us on Facebook, follow us on TikTok, and you will get updates then on whenever we go live. So hopefully, if you aren't already following us, you should do that right now on Facebook. I'm sorry, on TikTok. Like us on Facebook, you'll get updates. But getting back to our question, so if you're married to a green card holder and you're not in status right now, do you have to wait till they become a citizen to be able to apply for your own green card and to get work permit and to get other status in the U.S.? So the answer to that question is not necessarily, right? It's just like a typical lawyer response. Not necessarily. So some people might qualify to apply for a green card if they're married to their spouse who is a green card holder. You might qualify to apply for a green card and process that whole thing right here in the United States. And not everyone will qualify. So it's based on problems in your marriage. If you're having marriage issues, if your marriage is kind of falling apart, you might be eligible to apply for that green card before your spouse becomes a U.S. citizen. And it's okay if you entered illegally in this situation. And it's also okay if you entered legally and then lost your status, right? So what we need to show is that you are technically, the terms are that a victim of abuse. It can be emotional abuse. It can be psychological abuse, that you're having these marriage issues, these marriage problems, these problems in your relationship with your spouse, and you can then qualify. So if your spouse is a green card holder in this situation, you will be eligible to get a work permit. And about 6 to 8 months after you apply, you would get a green card in about 2 to 2.5 years after you apply. And that would be a permanent 10-year green card, no matter how long you were married to before. So generally, if you apply, you might get a 2-year conditional green card if you haven't been married a really long time. But if you apply in this method, you would get a 10-year green card. So give us a call if we can help you with that. Our phone number is 703-348-1663. Krish, hi Krish, nice to see you. Krish is on TikTok and he is saying, where is your office located? Our office is located outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. However, our clients are all over the country, so you do not have to be where we are located, right? You can be anywhere in the U.S. You can even be outside of the U.S. We practice only U.S. immigration law. We do not practice anything other than U.S. immigration law. So we can represent clients no matter where they are located, because immigration is considered a federal practice. So no matter where you're located, we can help you. All right, so feel free to reach out to us if you have an immigration question. Really, that's the only thing we can help with. We help with immigration questions. So feel free to reach out to us with your immigration questions. And if you would like, post them on here. Obviously, as you know, that asking questions on here, we have many people watching on both Facebook and on TikTok. And so whatever we talk about, it's not privileged, it's not confidential. We're not creating some kind of attorney-client relationship. If you want to have specific information, specific advice on your case, call our office and schedule a consultation. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Sunny is saying, hi. I'm looking here. So he's saying, hi, my friend got an interview because his spouse filed an I-130 3 years ago, but he has a VAWA pending. Should he go to the interview, or is it going to affect his VAWA case? So the VAWA case and the separate where your spouse sponsored for you they're just separate cases. They have different requirements. They're completely separate cases. So if he doesn't go to this, if he doesn't go to this I-130 case, it's okay. It's okay, and his VAWA will still continue. He'll still be eligible based on his VAWA. So for those of you that don't know, a VAWA is for is an option. It's a green card option for people that are married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or they have a child who is 21 or over and a U.S. citizen. And in this situation, the person that would normally be sponsoring them for a green card is abusive. There is no police report, so it's based on the person's statement. Essentially, that is the main portion of the application. There's no requirement to report this person to the police. Many people don't want to, right, because it's their spouse or their child. But it's an avenue for people in the situation that are the victim of abuse to gain status in the U.S. So basically, if you are married to a green card holder or a U.S. citizen, or you have a child who's 21 or over and a U.S. citizen, and they are difficult to you, that they are hurtful to you, they're making emotionally harmful statements to you, they're calling you names, they're saying you're lazy, they blame you for different things. I mean, there's a whole host of things that happen amongst our clients that help them qualify for this. And physical abuse is sometimes present, but it's not always necessary. We can still apply, usually based on emotional and psychological abuse. So if you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, or if you have a child who's 21 or over and a U.S. citizen, you might qualify for a green card based on a VAWA petition. So give us a call. We can talk you through it. We can do a consultation to see and let you know if you qualify. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. The question, I think I lost track of my question here. The question was, he has a traditional green card pending and he has this VAWA petition pending. Should he go to this traditional green card interview? The issue is, as long as everyone was truthful and honest in every case that they're submitting, right? That's what's important. So maybe your friend filed the VAWA petition when there were issues in his marriage, but then they worked on the marriage, and now the spouse is willing to sponsor that friend. So there just they might say, hey, don't you have a VAWA petition filed? But they're not really even allowed to disclose that because the VAWA petition is actually completely separate. So as long as everything that your friend says is consistent with what has been filed, if everything is truthful, accurate, honest, then there should be no issue at all. However, if your friend doesn't go to this I-130, it's not going to impact the VAWA application, right? Because the VAWA application is based on abuse. So I hope that's helpful, Sunny. Sunny says, do we have to write something? Does he have to write something? I'm not sure. So give us a call. I don't think that he should write anything, but if he doesn't go, if he's working with a lawyer, it's something certainly that the lawyer can handle. And let them know. But does he have to let them know he's not going? I mean, it doesn't hurt. It certainly doesn't hurt. Okay. Give us a call if we can help you. Refer us to your friend. We're at 703-348-1663. Mitz is saying, I've applied for an H-1B. My green card based EAD and travel documents. How long does it take? Time? It's 8 months. I don't know what your question is really. So you've applied for an H-1B. So I'm assuming maybe you have an H-1B and you've applied for a green card, right? I think maybe that's what your question is. You have an H-1B and you've applied for an employment-based green card, and you're asking me, how long does your work authorization and your travel authorization take? It's been 8 months. That's about that time. That's about how long it takes. So you should be expecting to hear. You can check the processing times online and see how long that current processing center is taking. I can tell you Texas is a little bit delayed right now, but they are kind of moving forward. So you can see how long that center is taking. If it's outside of normal processing times, you can follow up with them. And then, of course, there's more extreme measures, but I don't think 8 months would trigger that. So the first thing I would advise you to do is to look at the current processing times for that service center and see how long it is taking, and see if you need, if it's outside of those processing times, then you submit an inquiry, or you can give them a call. Okay. Kadol is saying, what if the local police station does not sign the paperwork for a U visa? Hi, Obi. Nice to see you. Obi joined too. What if the local police station does not sign the paperwork for a U visa? That's problematic, because part of a U visa, so for those of you who aren't familiar with a U visa is for victims of crime, right? So that to help them, to encourage them to cooperate with law enforcement, so that law enforcement can conduct an investigation and, arrest people and prosecute crimes, and protect us. Essentially, it's for public safety. So a U visa is basically a visa for people that are out of status, to encourage them to come forward and talk to police when crimes are occurring. So those that are a witness to a crime, that are a victim of a crime. So that's what a U visa protects. So a U visa, if you get one, you can ultimately usually get a green card as well. And then, of course, after a green card, you can apply for U.S. citizenship. So it's this great path ultimately to U.S. citizenship, right? If you're a victim of a crime, or you've witnessed a crime and you are willing to cooperate with police to help them prosecute that crime. Okay, so that's generally what a U visa is. There are some nuances to it, but generally that's what it is. All right, so part of it is that you are helping, that you were a witness and that you were willing to cooperate. So if the police station doesn't sign it, then it's difficult to get a U visa. But usually, local police sometimes don't understand a U visa. So to have an attorney kind of help provide materials about the certification, about the process of what this person is applying for, and how it's really a benefit to police to be able to certify for a U visa, because it provides witnesses, it helps people come out of the shadows, they don't just live with crimes, it increases public safety overall. There are a lot of benefits for the police station to sign that certification, right? So work with an attorney, and that can be very helpful. We would be the one to liaise with the police station and get that certificate, get that U visa certification. All right, I hope that's helpful. If you are a victim of a crime, if you feel like if you've witnessed a crime, if you were a victim of a crime, there are different things that could happen. Call us. We can certainly help you with the U visa if you qualify. Not all crimes will qualify, but if you do qualify, we can help you. Okay, we're at 703-348-1663. You can call us for consultation no matter where in the U.S. you're located. We are in Washington, D.C., or near Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia. However, it doesn't matter where you're located. We can still do a consultation with you. We do them by phone or by Zoom, and you tell us how you want that. We will go through a whole process with you. We'll let you know how it works. We'll tell you what you're eligible for. Would love to talk to you, and they're always done with me. Okay, my name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. Mit says, thank you. You're welcome. Thaman says, hi. Hey, Thaman, how are you? Thaman's question is, I applied for my green card. Great. Awesome. Or my I don't know. I think GRRE. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, here it is. Sorry, some clarification here. He says, I applied for my green card 3 months ago, but it hasn't come. Please tell me how many months. I don't know what you based that green card application on. So depending on how you applied for a green card, the timing will vary. If 3 months is not a long time, I can tell you, most of them penned for close to a year. I'm not sure how you applied, but give us a call. And if we can help you, we certainly will talk you through what the normal processing times are, what you can do if it gets delayed, what are some more extreme and severe measures that you can do to kind of push your application along. We can certainly talk with you about all of that. My name, again, is Pratibha Agarwal, and we can help you with a consultation. I can represent you no matter where you are located, and we can certainly do a consultation even if you don't want further representation. We're at 703-348-1663. Jazzy, hi Jazzy. Jazzy says, how long does it take after you do a physical for work authorization? A month or two. So if this in the green card process, right? As part of the green card process, you submit your green card application. Sometimes you are required to do biometrics. So you do biometrics. I'm not sure if you meant physical or biometrics, Jazzy, but biometrics is usually giving your fingerprints, and the government will do a background check to see if you qualify. And usually about a month or two after that, you will get work authorization and travel authorization. Okay, so hopefully that your work permit and your travel authorization is on its way, Jazzy. It's on its way. If you have a question, if you want to schedule a consultation, let us know. We're at 703-348-1663. We do them by phone or by Zoom based on your preference, and we can do it no matter where you are located. We represent clients all throughout the United States and internationally also. Prince is saying, I'm in New York, a U.S. citizen. I want to sponsor my parents. They're in Kentucky. Can they use the Kentucky address? Yeah, absolutely. No matter where they're located, you can use their address. Obviously there are certain requirements. If you're a U.S. citizen, you can certainly sponsor your parents. I would say make sure that they came in with a visa legally, that there are no other issues, obstacles in applying for their green card. But yeah, absolutely use their Kentucky address. That's where the information, that's where their interview will be scheduled if there is an interview. So yeah, there's no qualms about that. All right. Great. Hi, Fenu. Nice to see you. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I think that's pretty much all the questions for today. Just as a recap, if you are married to a green card holder, this is what we talked about. This is how we started today. If you're married to a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, you do not necessarily have to wait till they become a citizen in the event that you're out of status. You do not necessarily have to wait till they become a citizen to be able to apply for your own green card. Okay, guys, it's nice to see you. Have a wonderful afternoon, evening. I hope you guys are enjoying the warmer weather if you're in the U.S. here. And I will see you soon. Hope everyone's doing great. Thanks so much. Call us for a consultation, 703-348-1663. Bye, guys.